Thank you for joining me for my tutorial on how to crochet the Green Lantern logo from DC Comics. This logo measures roughly 4.5 inches in diameter, and what you're going to need is some green and white yarn. Unless you just want to do the symbol, then you'll just need green, obviously. Now for this tutorial I'm going to be using a 5mm crochet hook, but really it doesn't matter, it just depends on how big or small you want the symbol and the holes to be. So grab your green yarn, and we're going to create a slip knot. And now to start it off, we're going to create a single crochet foundation chain of 19 stitches. And when you've finished that, you're going to bring the hook over to the first gap right by where you started, and you're going to create another single crochet foundation chain stitch in that gap. And now what you're going to do is single crochet twice in the first single crochet stitch that you created. And make sure that when you do this row, you go over this loose strand of yarn. So once again, that's twice in the first one. And now we're going to single crochet once in the following 3 stitches. And now you're going to repeat that pattern until you reach the end. So that's 5 times. It's twice in the first one, and then once in the following 3. So 1, 2, and 1, 1, 1. And when you've finished that, link it with a slip stitch. And now you're going to create another single crochet foundation chain, but only of 2 stitches, right from where you left off. And when you've finished that, chain once and turn it so that you're on the side with the single crochet stitches. And now we're going to single crochet 7 times. So that's once in the 2 single crochet stitches, once in that little gap, and then 4 times on the circle. Now you're going to create another single crochet foundation chain of 2 stitches. And when you've finished that, chain once, turn it, and once more you're going to single crochet 7 times across. Create a slip stitch in the next one, and then you can fasten off. Okay, now I'm not going to get too involved in that right now, but you would just be threading this through to tuck it in. Now the next thing that you need to do is, starting from either side, count out 9 stitches, and in the 10th one you're going to attach the yarn again. Now you're going to create another single crochet foundation chain of 2 stitches. Chain once. And you're going to turn this, just this little chain that you just made, just so that it's like this. So instead of it being underneath close to the circle, it's going to be on top with the single crochet stitches. So now you're going to single crochet 7 times across. Then create another single crochet foundation chain of 2 stitches. Chain once and turn it. Single crochet 7 times across again. Create a slip stitch in the next one, and then you can fasten off. So we're basically done with this part right now. It might look a little funny at first, but it'll be fine once you actually sew it on. So we're going to put that aside, grab your white yarn, and create a slip knot. And now you're going to create another single crochet foundation chain, but only of 4 stitches. Now, just like we did with the green one, I'm going to link it together with another single crochet foundation chain stitch in that first gap. And now you're going to single crochet twice in each of the 5 single crochet stitches that you just made. And once again, make sure that you're going over that loose strand of yarn. Okay, now link that with a slip stitch, chain once, and now we're going to single crochet twice in the first one, and then once in the following stitch, and repeat that 5 times. So it's 1, 2, and then 1, 1, 2, and 1. Link it with a slip stitch when you've finished. Chain once. Now single crochet twice in the first one and then once in the following 2 stitches and repeat that pattern 5 times. So it's 1, 2, 1, and 1. And link it with a slip stitch, chain once, single crochet twice in the first one, and then once in the following 3. link it with a slip stitch. And chain once. And now what you're going to do is single crochet once in the first 2 stitches and then twice in the third. Then after that, single crochet once in the following 4 stitches. And then twice in the next one. Then once in the following 4. Twice in the next one. Once in the following 4 again. Twice in the next one. Once in the following 4. Twice in the next one. And then once in the following 2. Now link that with a slip stitch. Chain once. Now you're going to single crochet twice in the first one, and then once in the following 5, and repeat that pattern 5 times. Now link it together with a slip stitch. And as you're going, just make sure, just in case you're using 2 different types of yarn, make sure that the symbol is still bigger than the circle, because you may have to cut it off earlier than what I'm doing. But when you finish that, chain once. Now we're going to single crochet once in the first 3 stitches, and then twice in the 4th. Now you're going to single crochet once in the first 6 stitches after that. And then twice in the next one. And once in the next 6 stitches. Twice in the next one. Once in the next 6. Twice in the next one. Once in the next 6. twice in the next one, and then once in the next 3. And then link that with a slip stitch. Chain once. Make sure you check your logo. Now if you need another row, you're going to single crochet twice in the first one, and then once in the following 7. And let's just hope that I have enough yarn for this. When you've finished that, link it with a slip stitch. Now, if you need another row, you can chain once and then single crochet once in the first 4 stitches, then twice in the next, and then once in the following 8. Now the reason why we're doing this is just so that it doesn't give that pentagonal shape, because if you keep single crocheting twice in the same spot, it'll be pointed at the edges. So I obviously do not have enough yarn for another row, so I am going to cut it off here. But you can definitely keep going. Just pause the video and come back when you've finished however many rows you need. If you don't need any more rows, cut it off here. You're going to grab your green yarn and just attach it there. And now you can single crochet once in the first 4, as I said. Make sure you go over those strands of yarn. And then you're going to single crochet twice in the 5th stitch, and then once in the following 8 stitches. and then single crochet twice in the next one. And then once in the following 8. Twice in the next one, and then once in the following 8. Twice in the next one, once in the following 8, and twice in the next one, and then once in the following 4 stitches. Then you're going to link it with a slip stitch and chain once. Now single crochet twice in the first one, and then once in the following 9 stitches, and repeat that pattern until you reach the end. And when you've finished that, link it with a slip stitch, and then you can fasten off. Now if you did wind up doing any more rows with the white, just do 2 rows with the green after. And you can tuck this guy in. Just make sure that you do a better job than I did just now. And just keep going with that. But this is basically the circle for the logo. If you'd like, you can turn it over. That way it won't be popping up like this is. I'm not sure if you could really see it in the camera, but, well, there you could probably see it. It's more like a hat. So you can turn it over, And then when you're putting this on, obviously I have to tuck these little guys in, but when you're putting it on, I would line up the center first and then go 5 rows from the middle point. So just count out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 holes, insert the hook, and then just put it anywhere on that first row that you made with the green. And then you can continue threading it on through there. And once you've finished that, just keep going with this. If you need to, once it's on there, you can stretch this out a bit so that you have this line of green, and make sure that you go right over that line. Make it even. And that's basically it. So this is how it should look when you finish that. This is the back of it. So I started with that center, and then I kind of switched to that bar. And once I went around there, went back to the center, did that bar, and then went and did the outside of the circle, which would be this part. So that's basically it. Thank you for watching. I do hope that you are happy with your symbol, and I do hope that you come back for more. Please like and follow my social media pages, subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you have any questions, or if you would like me to try to make any other tutorials, please let me know. You can message me on any of my social media pages, and I would be happy to answer any questions or try to help you out. So thanks for watching, and take care.